Usually you have the card, it's called Four of Wands. It looks like 1111, four wands, 1111, right? Which usually just means like, it's like a little wink from the spirit of like, girl, I got you. A lot of times people use it as like to denote like a marriage card, but it usually just means like a ceremony of sorts, like you're going through a rite of passage, which I'm taking to mean is your dissertation. And the cards are saying like which is what we're talking about. You're feeling a little bit like left out in the cold, like disappointed, like not sure if it's going to work out. And usually this particular card says there's a church right there. You can just go into the church and ask for help. And then the other card that came after that is spending a lot of time. So how I interpret this is you were trying to figure this out by yourself, and now you're reaching out for help. And I will even double down on that is like, what does it look like to even double down on your faith right now? Like, what are more things that you can do to remind yourself that it's not all on you, that there's a higher power working on your behalf? Past position, like it would have been like before this conversation. Currently, you have the sun. The sun is warmth. It radiates. There's usually a little kid on it with a sunflower, and the little baby is naked and is just running around because it expressed like freedom and like, I'm just so happy. That's also combined with a card called the Chariot. And the Chariot is about how do you steer opposing forces towards one common goal. And you're going there, and the person who's steering them, which is you in this scenario, is you can take all these different things from your life and you're going to hit your goal. Like its victory is guaranteed. That's what that card says alone. Combined with the sun means everything's going to work out. Because the other card that says Eight of Cups is like, the only thing that's going wrong is like the way you're talking to yourself in your head. But everything else outside is going to work out. It may not happen on your time, but it is going to happen. Like you're going to being a doctor, all of that, everything you want is going to happen. The future position over here says you got the Ten of Pentacles. That means like I'm balling out. I got all the money I could ever want. But the other card said that while you're going to get everything you want, it won't feel that way. You won't think that you're getting everything you want.
That's normal. That's normal.
And so I always ask, like, what do you have to say is like moving forward? And these cards said, like, watch your anxiety or it can turn into apathy. And you can be someone who is having everything they want, but is so disappointed that it didn't happen the way you thought it would, that you miss that you have everything. And then you become this like spoiled, entitled person.
Right.
Okay, what are your thoughts about the cards? Yeah, according to these new cards I just pulled. So I asked, did you like what's going to happen? Are you going to go into academia or are you going to do on your own projects? The cards clearly said you're going to be in academia, but it's going to require you to be in a role that you're uncomfortable in the sense of your boundaries. Like this card is Queen of Swords. People call her a bitch, for lack of better phrasing. But she's not a bitch. She just got clear boundaries. Like
Yeah.
her boundary game, and she tells it like it is. She's direct. That requires strength and love and compassion and kindness to be direct and have boundaries in a way for people to understand, but it honors both people because we can often forget about ourselves when we are navigating relationships, especially at work. We can be like, oh, let me be a team player. Let me do this for them. I'm just new here. Right, we can get into this like, I gotta prove myself. And she is saying, no, you don't.
No, I won't. We both on the same page.
This card is called the Hierophant, and they would be BFFs, right? Where people think she's a bitch, she's a real one. Because she is a disruptor. She is the one who's like, I don't care that's how you do it. That's not how I'm doing it.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's why I'm taking notes right now
I mean,
about
not
how
to
I want to
say,
do
yeah, like if you did your own business thing, like not to say it wouldn't work out, it just would take a little bit.
it.
So
Yeah.
this is a more strong, like, no, you're gonna do this. You just gotta tell the people, I'm not doing it the way you think I should do it. I'm doing so well. I know it doesn't feel like it because things are moving slow. And I'm sure people have said this, and it annoys me when people say it. And I know it's true, and I've been telling myself the same thing. Enjoy this moment because while it's uncertain, it's quiet.
Right. Yeah.
It is quite because it's not going to be this way in the next 3 months. So, astrology wise, you didn't ask me for all of this, but I'll tell you. You're coming out of a period, and you're going into this period. You're coming out of a period of like you had to reevaluate what communities were you a part of, and were those communities or networks still in alignment with who you want to be. They might have served a purpose before. So, 2020, so the birthday, 34 years old would have been all about like, who are your friends? Who are your communities? Who are your network? This year, I wish I could see your chart because I have to speak in general. This year, so every year we have a different assignment, if you will. This year's assignment is to uncover what's hidden. And usually it's emotionally, what insecurities, what anxieties that we've been running from. I'm saying this to say, if things start popping up and you like, why is everybody seem like they moving different? And I thought I knew you, but I don't know you. And I thought this was what it was going to be, but it's not. That's what this year is for. Because you're going to go through this year. And then your next birthday, 2024, is going to be about who do I want to be as doctor? Who do I want to be as faculty? Who do I want to be in for the next 12 years? We go through 12-year cycles. This cycle is about you becoming doctor. Now that you're doctor, you're going to have a whole year of uncovering stuff, seeing what you missed because you were in school and like focus on that. What else might you have missed? And I could have told you more in detail what that would have pointed to, but you knew your birthday, you knew your birth time.
Yeah.
But in general, so for me coming out this year, it's my 12th, it was friendships. I lost a lot of friendships. I lost, for all of it intents and purposes, my coach school because I realized I'm like, oh, y'all different. That's not gonna work for me. And so my business shifted a lot. And last year would have been the year of me trying to figure out, okay, who do I want to be? Which is why I kept changing things and going back and forth. And I moved, and people are like, why don't you stick to things? Like, that's not what this year was about. Even though I tried to stick to it, life circumstances would happen and then I'm like rerouted somewhere. So just know like these next 2 years will be a lot of change and transition. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It's just something to prepare for. Like my life is going to look different and it's going to be in the best way possible because you're setting yourself up for the next 12 years. So think about what do you want for the next 12 years as it relates to how you show up in the world, in your relationships, in your work life, and watch what themes happen to show up. So that's overall this year. However, for the next 12 months, I'm sure December and this most of January, I'm sure you were like, what is happening? What is going on in the world?